The significance of the potato peel pie lies in the fact that potatoes have become the islanders' dietary staple. The army has taken the rest of their produce to feed the troops. This scenario was dreamed up by American writer Mary Ann Shaffer, who was in London in 1976, researching a biography of Robert Falcon Scott's wife, Kathleen, when she decided on a side trip to Guernsey. Here, she became fascinated with the history of the occupation and eventually embarked on a novel. She died before she could finish it, but her niece Annie Barrows took over and it became a bestseller. Now veteran British director Mike Newell has skillfully adapted it along classic feel-good lines with a cast trailing happy memories of equally likable films and TV series gone by. Penelope Wilton, Maggie Smith's old sparring partner from Downton Abbey, and Jessica Brown Findlay, Downton's spirited but tragic Lady Sybil, are both members of the Literary Society, and a wide-eyed and breathless Lily James, Downton's Lady Rose, is Juliet Ashton, the successful writer who goes to Guernsey to see what the society is all about. Her curiosity is aroused when she receives a letter from Dowsy Adams, McKeel Hoosman, a remarkably well-read pig farmer, who wants help in acquiring a particular book for the club to read. The versatile Newell puts a lot of thought into playing up the contrast between the privations of wartime Guernsey and the giddy atmosphere of 1946 London, which is beginning to recover its entrepreneurial zest, at least in the circles in which Juliet moves. Her new book has become a hit and her agent Sydney, played by the ever-suave Matthew Goode, another Downton regular, is steering her on a round of author appearances. She also has a wealthy American suitor, Glenn Powell, keeping her well supplied with flowers and champagne. Guernsey in 1946 presents a rather different picture, although it's wholly recognizable to anyone familiar with the sitcom version of English village life. Another of the book club's enthusiasts is played by Doc Martin's Catherine Parkinson, an actress who can mine a comedy routine out of a list of medical symptoms, but the best measure of the island's eccentricities lies in the choice of Tom Courtenay as its postmaster. If you've ever seen him in his breakthrough role in John Schlesinger's Billy Liar, 1963, you'll see the irony in that bit of casting. Schlesinger's film has him as an undertaker's clerk who hides his employer's mail in his wardrobe after spending the postal money. There are no shenanigans of that kind here. The ambience is very cozy. Newell couldn't film on Guernsey because it has changed so much since the 40s. Instead, he settled on Devon and Cornwall, making the most of the West Country's grassy cliffs, dreamy seascapes and stone cottages tucked away in wooded lanes. There's also a touch of the Mills and Boon factor, a publisher the Society would certainly have dismissed, in Juliet's growing attraction to the impossibly handsome and reliably sensitive Dowsy. But there's a kernel of seriousness in the secret surrounding the absence of Brown Findlay's Elizabeth and the Literary Society's reluctance to have Juliet publish an article about it. Some of the film's best moments are the glimpses we get of the meetings and their fierce debates about the competing merits of the classics. While it's mainly a love story, it's also an active homage to the stimulation and consolation to be had from books. Sandra Hall is the author of two novels, A Thousand Small Wishes and Beyond the Break, two histories of the Australian television industry, Supertoy and Turning On, Turning Off, and Tabloid Man, a biography of Ezra Norton, the man who established Truth and the Daily Mirror. She was film critic at the Bulletin magazine prior to joining the Sydney Morning Herald in 1996.